This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
We've got a very important thing we've got to get to. You're listening to the Chrissy Swan Show on Nova, and let's not waste another second.
Swanee, I'm so excited.
Welcome to the show, Isla Fisher.
Nice to be on, guys. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we want to talk first about Dogman. It's in cinemas April 3rd. Essentially, like if you've got a kid of a certain age, you've read this book and, you know, the 1,000 in the series. The hero is half dog, half man. If you were to be half woman, half something else, what would it be?
I'm gonna go with. I'd like to be half sloth because it's probably the closest to my character, and I would just very slowly, just like hold on to a branch and not move. That would be heaven.
I feel like depending on the day, I already am half something, like half coffee. Yeah. I'm half coffee today. Yeah,
I'm half bitch. Just kidding.
Half bitch. Great.
That's Lady Dog, by the way, not the.
Now, Isla, in the film, you play a reporter. Can I say, you would make a great news reporter. You've got the voice for it.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel like I would be good. I'd be like in pursuit of the truth. I'd be the first one dedicated down at this crime scene. But I do worry that I'd be too opinionated. I wouldn't be able to hold back my thoughts on something. That'd be my downfall.
Okay. And in the film, at one point, Sarah, your character, has a little cry. And I always wonder, when you're in those scenes, where do you go to make yourself cry?
I could tell you, but then I would cry, and then the interview wouldn't be very upbeat, and your producer would be like, oh, you had Isla Fisher on the show, and then she was crying. And...
Okay, we'll leave that as a secret then.
I mean, look, I think if I was ever had called upon to cry, I would just think of Peter Allen singing Tenterfield Sadler, and that would kill me.
Oh.
It's the saddest song in the known universe.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're doing live action and you have to cry, like you'll cry over something personal in your life and then you'll cry again, multiple takes, but then you kind of run out and then you'll have to go to people on set, your hair or your makeup team or the AD or the director, just anyone, another cast, and say, tell me something sad. And then people just come out with their sad stories and then you can cry for that take. And then you're like, tell me something else. And you just end up pillaging people for their personal history.
On the flip side, I reckon that you are the sort of person that like has moments where you cannot stop laughing and there is nothing you can do. It's the most wonderful sort of orgasmic thing. But I think the only way to get yourself out of that state is by thinking of something sad to shock you out. Do you have to, what do they call it in the biz? They call it corpsing, don't they?
Corpsing. When you corpse on stage, it's the worst. When you can't control yourself, it is the worst feeling in the world.
How do you get out of that? Because I've got an image that I think of that can stop it dead.
Oh, you do? I've got to be honest. You're wrong about that with me because I am so sensitive to not wasting like people's time or money or patience on me that like even if I'm really laughing, the fact that I'm scared I'm going to be told off by a director or something, I'll just sort of sober up and like pull it together and stop laughing. I mean, it was the worst at school. At school, I used to obviously get kicked out of the class the whole time for laughing.
Yeah, so did we. Yeah. We were the same. I want to talk about Madam Tiny Paws, please.
Oh, as you should. I miss her so much. I've been in Queensland for 5 weeks and I haven't seen her.
Okay, this is your rescue cat. First of all, she is enormous.
A genius. Yes, okay, she's a beast. Fair enough. We're attacking my cat right off the bat, but all right, we're still friends.
No. She's magically big, but she's a big girl. As my uncle used to say to me, geez, you're a big girl.
Wow. He sounds like a great guy. Listen, there's no Ozempic for cats yet, but if there was, I would definitely give Madame a dose because she just... And weirdly, she eats less than Hamilton Whiskers, her brother, but she somehow just gains weight.
I mean, look, you know, we know what that's like. She was also a genius, as you mentioned. I've only seen a very small portion of footage, but she's opening the door, standing like a person on her feet. And
no, but why I feel so guilty every time somebody brings this up is because for like a year, I kept blaming other people in the house for opening the laundry door.
And then did you catch her in the act of being a person?
Well, worse, like I feel like it was at the time, like my 5-year-old daughter was like, "It's Madame." And I was like, not possible. Like,
Liar.
they're heavy. Yeah, they're like really heavy doors. This is not like a light door. And you know, it's unbelievable. She was using her full body weight to swing it down.
She's a rescue cat. Why didn't the original owner want her? And can they go to hell?
Oh no, she and her brother were found like by the side of the road. They were going to be euthanized. They were so sick. They could barely even, when we brought her home, she was feral. I mean, some would argue she's still feral. And no matter how much you cuddle her, she'll never relax. She's the cat that just doesn't melt or bend into your body when you hold her because she's so frightened still.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
We are chatting with Isla Fisher. She's got a new film, Dogman. If you want to go and see it, how's this? We've got tickets. Give us a call, 13 24 10.
Hey, Isla, in this film, Dogman, speaking of cats, Pete Davidson voices Petey, the arrogant orange cat in the film. Have you ever got to meet Pete Davidson or hang out with him? Because I'm obsessed with the dude.
Yeah, dude, I have met him. Where have I met Pete Davidson? I think I've met him at a few, like maybe the Vanity Fair party. He's always very nice. He's very tall, very sweet. I did not meet him on this. I did my press with Lil Rel.
Yep.
And then who else did I meet? No, and that's it. And we did the tour, I think, in Los Angeles and New York. But Pete, I'm not sure.
Where he was, yeah, right.
Have you seen his film, The King of Staten Island?
Yes.
How gorgeous is it?
It's great.
In fact, what do you watch? I always find that,
Yeah.
you know, like I work in radio and I've got a very specific sort of stuff that I like to listen to. In your craft, Isla, what do you love to watch? What would you recommend?
My craft. Well, I will say this.
Coming from a place of craft.
My craft. I feel like I am a bit of I'm a bit of a like a magpie, anything shiny. So I'll see all the Oscar-y ones. I'll see all the ones that get all the hype. I love a bit of a foreign. I'll always go for French cinema. Because I lived in France, went to clown school there, and I love French. I love French directors. I love anything Australian. And then I also dip into the reality TV of it all. I'll binge Real Housewives and sort of look at that from a kind of acting perspective, because some of the kind of obviously the reality TV is like the best to watch for performances or specific characters, right? And then I love a bit of a crime drama, and I love a bit of a whodunit, and I love a bit of an English like countryside sort of Agatha Christie number. I mean, I love everything. I could name every genre. I wish I had a specific thing, but my comfort movies tend to be comedies, like a Spinal Tap or a Coming to America. If I have like a turbulent flight, I'll gravitate towards something that soothes me, that usually is like in the comedy.
Yeah,
genre.
not Snakes on a Plane, although some would argue that is a comedy. Is there an actor or actress that you see, you know, on the poster or whatever that you go, I'm going to watch that? Like mine's Mark Ruffalo. I'll watch him do anything.
Mark Ruffalo. Okay, who do I watch their movies of? I think I'll always see Margot Robbie.
Yes.
I feel like whatever she does, and a Kerry Mulligan. I feel like both of the ladies pick stuff that's like always sort of interesting and different, and they're always inhabiting like the emotional landscape of a character that I haven't seen them do before. So it's always entertaining.
After Dogman, the most recent film I saw in the cinema was the new Bridget Jones film, and I was obsessed when you popped out of that window and made an appearance. And there's a great line you deliver threatening to send your kids to Squid Game.
Yeah.
Do I not sign up to be ruled by a gaggle of computer crackheads? Don't you touch those, I'll enter you in Squid Game.
In your real life, what do your kids do that would make you want to send them into Squid Game?
I tell you, my one thing that I always get driven nuts about is if I put a lot of effort into dinner and then I call everybody down and everybody comes in dribs and drabs, and then they've got a problem with what I've made, and I've sometimes done a backup, like another restaurant option for them, and then I'm a bit annoyed. I'm like, I made dinner, please eat it. Yes, but I wouldn't put them in Squid Games, only because I know they'd win.
Yeah. Hey, Isla Fisher, thank you so much for your time. We love you. Dogman is in cinemas
I love
April
you.
through. Go and see it. You're the best.
Thank you. You guys are. Have a great day.
Now check this out. The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.